No one expected it. Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah said goodbye after many years together. A shocking twist that left fans heartbroken and the entire nation in disbelief. What really happened behind this tearful farewell? Stay with Red Carpet Revealed as we uncover the truth and explore the story that has everyone talking. No one expected it. Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah, the golden couple of Korean entertainment. The duo who had inspired countless fans with their resilience, their devotion, and their seemingly unshakable love, have now said goodbye after many years together. The news did not just ripple through headlines, it crashed like a tidal wave, leaving an entire nation gasping in disbelief. For a couple who once symbolized unwavering loyalty, who had faced illness, distance, and the blinding glare of the spotlight together, their decision to part ways feels almost unreal. How could something so strong, so admired, suddenly dissolve? That question is now burning in the minds of millions. Their story had always been one of admiration. Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah first announced their relationship to the public. It was as if a romance straight out of a drama script had come to life. He was the dashing rising star, tall and charismatic, with an aura that drew attention everywhere he went. She was already an established actress, elegant and beloved, with a charm that radiated both on screen and off. Together, they became the embodiment of what many fans considered a modern fairy tale. They didn't just look perfect together, they seemed to share a bond deeper than most could imagine. The world watched them grow as a couple, not in carefully staged media appearances but in small, sincere moments that revealed something genuine and pure. What made their relationship so unforgettable was not only the glamour that surrounded them, but also the trials they endured. Kim Woo-bin's diagnosis with a serious illness marked one of the darkest chapters in his career and personal life. The entertainment industry fell into collective shock when the news broke. But what moved people even more was Shin Min-ah's steadfast devotion. At a time when others might have quietly withdrawn, she remained by his side, quietly supporting him, becoming both a partner and a shield. She visited him at the hospital, encouraged him through treatments, and reassured fans that love could endure even the harshest storms. For many, their relationship became a living testament to loyalty, a reminder that true love was not only about enjoying the good times, but about holding each other up in the face of despair. This resilience made the announcement of their breakup even harder to process. Fans could not reconcile the image of the couple who had once faced the impossible together with the reality that they had chosen separate paths. News outlets scrambled for answers. Media exploded with hashtags, disbelief, and heartbroken tributes. Videos of their sweetest moments resurfaced online. From red carpet smiles to candid photos that had once made headlines. Every frame now carried a bittersweet weight. How could a couple who had become symbols of love's endurance simply walk away from one another? The reality, however, is often far more complex than appearances. In the months leading up to the announcement, there were subtle signs that something might have shifted. Observers pointed out the growing absence of public interactions between the two. While both actors maintained busy schedules, their once regular presence in each other's narrative seemed to fade. Shin Min-ah was increasingly seen at major events without Woo-bin by her side, while his return to acting after recovery appeared to consume much of his focus. Still, fans dismissed these as natural consequences of demanding careers. Few, if any, believed they could signal something more significant. After all, hadn't they already survived challenges greater than distance and busyness? The official statement, when it finally came, was brief yet devastating. Representatives for both stars confirmed the breakup, citing personal differences and a mutual decision to part ways. There was no scandal, no dramatic betrayal revealed, just a simple acknowledgement that their journey together had reached its end. But sometimes simplicity wounds the deepest. The lack of a clear, tangible reason leaves space for the imagination to run wild, for speculations to multiply, and for fans to struggle with unanswered questions. Was it exhaustion from years of living under constant scrutiny? Was it the realization that their paths, though once intertwined, had begun to diverge irreversibly? Or was it something more private, known only to them? Reactions came quickly and fiercely. Fans who had grown up admiring their relationship expressed heartbreak as if losing a part of themselves. For years, Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah had represented not only celebrity romance but also hope, the belief that love could withstand anything. Their split, therefore, felt deeply personal. Social media feeds became flooded with messages like "I still can't believe it, love is it," and "they were my ultimate couple goals." They pointed out how their love story had carried them through difficult times in their own lives, inspiring them to stay strong in the face of challenges. The impact of their breakup went beyond gossip. It touched the collective emotional fabric of a generation. Meanwhile, the media dissected every angle. Columnists debated whether the pressures of fame had simply become too much. Entertainment shows replayed old interviews, searching for hidden clues in body language or subtle shifts in tone. Industry insiders speculated that their busy careers, now in full swing again after Woobin's recovery, might have pulled them in different directions. And while both stars remained unified in their silence beyond the official statement, the absence of detail only amplified the fascination. After all, mystery always adds fuel to heartbreak. Still, amidst the chaos of speculation, what cannot be denied is the tenderness with which both Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah had spoken of each other in the past. Their words, remembered now with bittersweet nostalgia, paint a portrait of affection that was once profound. Shin Min-ah had once described Woo-bin as someone with an inner strength that inspires me every day, while he had spoken about her with admiration, often emphasizing her kindness and warmth. Those words still linger, reminding everyone that what they shared was real. If it could not last forever. As the story unfolded, it became clear that this was more than a breakup, it was a cultural moment. In a nation where celebrity relationships are often short-lived and fraught with controversy, the longevity and sincerity of Woo-bin and Min-ah's love had stood apart. Their parting, therefore, carried symbolic weight. It was not simply about two individuals ending a romance, it was about the shattering of an ideal. The closing of a chapter that many had believed might end in marriage rather than separation. For fans, the grief is not only about the loss of the couple but also about what they represented. They were proof that love could survive fame, illness, and time. To see them now as separate individuals forces a confrontation with a painful truth. Even the strongest bonds can unravel. Even the most inspiring love stories can have bittersweet endings. Yet perhaps there is also comfort in this reality. Perhaps their story, though incomplete, still offers lessons about devotion, about resilience, and about the courage it takes to walk away when paths no longer align. In the days following the announcement, the world seemed to watch in slow motion. Paparazzi photos emerged of both stars going about their lives, appearing composed but inevitably shadowed by curiosity. Every public appearance was scrutinized. Was there sadness in Woo-bin's eyes as he greeted fans at a film promotion? Did Shin Min-ah's poised smile conceal heartache? These interpretations, of course, may be more about projection than truth. But that is the nature of public love stories. They belong not only to the people living them but also to the millions watching, interpreting, and feeling alongside them. Even so, one undeniable fact remains: the love they once shared left an imprint. It is impossible to erase the years they spent together, the memories they created, and the inspiration they offered. Breakup may mark an ending, but it does not erase the beauty of what came before. Fans may cry, mourn, and even feel betrayed by the fragility of love, but deep down, there is also gratitude for the story that unfolded before their eyes, for the reminder that love, in all its forms, is powerful, transformative, and unforgettable. Dust settles, people are left with questions that may never be answered. Was this truly inevitable? Or could things have turned out differently? Did they still love each other, even as they said goodbye? The truth lies only between Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah, and perhaps it will remain their secret forever. But what the world knows for certain is that this chapter, breaking as it is, will forever be etched in the collective memory of those who believed in their love story. And so part 1 closes not with resolution but with lingering uncertainty. The echoes of their goodbye continue to reverberate across the entertainment world and into the hearts of fans everywhere. The story of Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah is far from over, it is simply evolving. The question now is, what comes next for them as individuals? And how will their journeys unfold beyond the love that once defined them both? The aftermath of the breakup between Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah was nothing short of seismic. For days, headlines dominated not just Korean media but international entertainment outlets, echoing the collective heartbreak of millions. Social media platforms became digital memorials to their love story, filled with fan-made videos, montages of their sweetest moments, and heartfelt letters that expressed grief, confusion, and enduring admiration. Hashtags with their names trended globally, uniting fans across continents in a shared wave of sorrow. Their romance had not simply been personal, it had been public property. A symbol that transcended borders. Now its end felt like a loss shared by the world. Oh, street interviews captured the voices of ordinary people who struggled to comprehend the news. Some shook their heads, still in disbelief. While others sighed with a resignation that even the brightest flames sometimes burn out. They were different. One young woman told a reporter, her eyes brimming with tears. They gave us hope. They showed us that love could be strong. I don't know how to believe in relationships anymore. It captured the sentiments of thousands who saw in Woo Bin and Min a story larger than life. One that had reassured them during moments of doubt in their own lives. But while the public mourned, analysts and insiders began to dissect what might have gone wrong. The entertainment industry is notoriously unforgiving. Its schedule's grueling. Its demands relentless. Kim Woo Bin's return to acting after his recovery from illness was a triumphant moment. But it also came with pressure. He dove back into projects, eager to prove that he had not only survived but had returned stronger. Shin Min, likewise, was in high demand. Her star power continuing to burn brightly across dramas and endorsements. Theirs were careers that demanded everything, leaving little space for the private cocoon of love. Some insiders suggested that while they remained devoted to one another, they may have struggled to balance ambition with intimacy. The harsh truth is that love, no matter how sincere, sometimes falters under the weight of external forces. Yet others speculated that perhaps the very strength of their bond during the darkest period had ironically set an expectation too high to sustain. During Woo Bin's illness, their relationship had been defined by resilience and sacrifice. The image of Shin Min by his side became iconic, a symbol of devotion. But what happens when the crisis passes? When the normalcy of everyday life returns, and with it, the challenges of ordinary love? Some psychologists have suggested that couples who endure extreme adversity together sometimes find themselves drifting apart once the storm has cleared. Without the anchor of crisis, rhythm changes, and what once felt unbreakable can begin to feel uncertain. The question that haunted fans, however, is whether the love was truly gone. Could two people who had once looked at each other with such adoration simply stop caring? Or was the breakup less about the absence of love and more about the acknowledgement that their path is no longer aligned? The dignity with which both handled the situation, no scandal, no blame, suggests the latter. It was a decision born not from bitterness but from clarity. Recognition that even deep affection cannot always bridge diverging futures. In that, perhaps, form of grace, it is not easy to walk away from someone who has been your anchor, your solace, your companion in the hardest of times. To choose that path requires courage, not indifference. Still, the narrative of heartbreak was irresistible to the public. Fans scoured old interviews, searching for hidden meanings and casual remarks. Woo Bin once said in an interview that he wanted to focus on his career and give his best to the audience. Was that an early sign? When Shin Min spoke about the importance of personal growth, was she hinting at distance? These retrospective analyses may be unfair, yet they highlight the desperation of a public unwilling to accept simple answers. In the absence of detailed explanations, construct their own, weaving together fragments into theories that may never be validated. What cannot be denied, however, is the humanity of it all. Beneath the celebrity gloss, Kim Woo Bin and Shin Min are, after all, just two people who fell in love, who shared years of companionship, who faced life's storms together, and who ultimately chose to part ways. The weight of fame does not erase the vulnerability of being human. Their tears are as real as anyone else's. Their heartbreak is profound. To see them through that lens is to realize that their story, while extraordinary in scale, is also profoundly ordinary. It is the story of love found, nurtured, and ultimately let go. Days turned into weeks. Attention began to shift toward their individual futures. For Kim Woo Bin, the focus was on his blossoming career revival. Years away from the screen, his comeback had been met with anticipation, and despite the personal upheaval, he remained committed to his projects. Fans flocked to theaters and streaming platforms to support him, their loyalty unwavering. His resilience, once demonstrated in his battle against illness, now revealed itself again in his determination to keep moving forward. Each public appearance became both a reassurance and a reminder. He was back, he was strong, And though his heart may carry scars, spirit remained unbroken. Shin, too, pressed forward with grace. Always admired for her poise, she continued to shine in her roles, bringing depth and elegance to every character she portrayed. Her endorsements remained strong. Image unshaken by the breakup. If anything, the public's sympathy for her seemed to deepen, seeing in her the quiet strength of a woman who had given much of herself to love and who now faced the future alone. She became a symbol of independence, of resilience, of the ability to stand tall even when the heart is heavy. The admiration for her did not waver, it only grew. And yet, even as their professional lives thrived, the shadow of their shared past lingered. Difficult to erase years of memories. To pretend that the laughter, the tears, the whispered promises never happened. Fans held on to the hope, however faint, that perhaps one day the two might find their way back to each other. After all, life is unpredictable. Love, too, is a way of circling back when least expected. Though the official narrative is one of closure, the hearts of those who believed in them refused to completely let go of the possibility of reunion. The legacy of their relationship, however, is already secure. Regardless of whether they ever cross paths romantically again, their love story has left an indelible mark. It taught millions about devotion in the face of adversity, about the beauty of standing by someone when the world grows dark, power of quiet loyalty. That lesson does not vanish with their breakup. If anything, it becomes more poignant. Because love is not only about happy endings, it is also about the journey, the moments that define us, ways in which we are changed by the presence of another soul. In that sense, Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah will forever remain intertwined. Their story etched into the collective memory as one of the great romances of Korean entertainment. As time moves forward, the meaning of the breakup may soften, replaced by a gentler remembrance. Fans will recall not only the sadness of the goodbye, but the joy of the years they shared. They will remember the way Shin Min-ah's hand rested reassuringly on Woo-bin's back, the way his gaze lingered on her with unspoken affection. They will remember the strength they drew from each other, the resilience they embodied. These images will live on, not as symbols of failure but as testaments to the reality of love, that it is both fragile and enduring, fleeting and eternal. The conclusion of their romance, then, not the end of their story but a transformation of it. As individuals, they will continue to inspire. Woo-bin, survivor who returned to his craft with courage. Min-ah, the woman of grace who stood by love and now walks forward with dignity. Together, even in separation, they remain powerful symbols of hope, resilience, and humanity. Story is one that reminds us that while love may not always last forever, it always matters. It shapes us, teaches us, and leaves imprints that never fade. And so, as the world adjusts to the reality of their parting, there is both sorrow and gratitude. Sorrow for the ending of a chapter that felt eternal. Gratitude for the reminder that love, in all its beauty and imperfection, is worth cherishing while it lasts. For fans, for the nation. Countless hearts touched by their journey. Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah will forever be remembered not for the fact that they parted, but for the way they loved. Perhaps that is the ultimate truth. No one expected their goodbye, but in that unexpected ending lies the undeniable proof of their impact. They may no longer walk the same path. The echoes of their footsteps together will resonate long after the final curtain has fallen. And in those echoes, fans will always hear the story of two souls who dared to love, who braved storms together, and who, even in parting, left the world with a love story that will never be forgotten. In the end, what remains of the story of Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah is not the sorrow of their goodbye, but the beauty of what they shared. They taught us that love is not measured by its duration but by its depth, its courage, and its sincerity. For years, they walked together with grace, becoming a beacon of devotion that inspired countless hearts. Their journey, though it has reached an unexpected turn, will never be forgotten. The images of their smiles, the strength they showed in adversity, and the tenderness of their bond will continue to live on in the collective memory of those who admired them. This chapter closes with bittersweet emotion, also with profound respect. We may grieve the ending, must also celebrate the love that once existed, a love that was real, that was meaningful, and that will forever remain a part of who they are. In a world often filled with fleeting headlines and shallow stories, theirs was one of authenticity, and that is why it will endure. To our readers, Thank you for journeying with us through this exploration of love, loss, and resilience. Presence, your curiosity, and your empathy are what give meaning to stories such as this. Carpet revealed. We are grateful for the chance to share with you not just the glamour of the spotlight, but the humanity behind it. May this story remind us all to cherish the people we love, to hold them a little closer, and to value every moment, because even when love ends, its echoes can last forever.